Hey everyone, it's Tom Kradza. Hopefully you're doing well out there, that you are safe and healthy and your families are healthy. These are obviously extraordinary times. And being at home over this last little while, we were supposed to be in Jamaica as a family. I guess it's a week ago. I'm losing track of time, a week and a half ago, something like that. And that we obviously did not go. And just spending time at home has allowed me a lot of time to personally reflect on my own life and reflect on some of the things that have had the biggest impacts on my life. And I want to share those with you in case this is at all helpful. And those have been reading and doing deep dives on different things. And I want to break it down into three categories. The first category is definitely a skill-based thing. So when I found Dan Kennedy, this is my collection of Dan Kennedy books, by the way, I ended up reading everything that I could get my hands on from him. I think it all started from this book, this How to Make Millions with Your Ideas. I think that was the first book I picked up from him. And all the other books have been extremely valuable. So doing a deep dive on all of his readings taught me a lot about business and marketing and sales from a way that I never understood it before because I was never taught these things as a child. In fact, growing up, we were kind of taught to not like salespeople and think sales was a bad and evil thing. So this really corrected a lot of my thinking in that regard. So this has had a huge impact on my life. Dan Kennedy is a mentor. He's become a personal mentor of ours. We've attended events and paid for different consulting from him. But his books have been absolutely fantastic. Then on understanding the economy, this is some of my favorite collection of books. These are all of James Rickards' books. And actually, one book in here isn't James Rickards' book. This is Girl Boss. So that's not James Rickards' book. That's actually another great book, How She Started a Great Business, but that's a different book. And there's one of Mike Maloney's books in here as well. That's a great book. Actually, and The Creature from Jekyll Island. That's absolutely a great book. If you want to understand the context of the economic game, the way it's set up today over the last 100 years, that's a great book to break that all down. So this has been really valuable. All of James Rickards' books, starting with Currency Wars. Aftermath is very applicable right now. The New Case for Gold is really good. So it really gave me a framework to understand at a global macroeconomic level how the economy works and what shifts the economy. So that's been really, really helpful. So on a skill-based thing, skill-based level, this has been helpful on the sales and marketing and business building side from a mindset point of view. This has been helpful understanding the economy. But then as I reflected further, the stuff that's helped me personally out the most over the years have been this series of books and many more than this. I just picked out a collection of them. So it's been the personal development stuff. The personal development books really got me set on the right track. I started reading them pretty deeply in my 20s and then continued on. The last few years, I've gotten back into them, and now I've really had some time to dive back into them. I'll share with you the one I'm reading right now. But these books like Think and Grow Rich, this is one of my original copies with all the different dog ears on them. So that's a great book. It Works. This tiny little book, It Works. This is a more modern book, The War of Art, Stephen Pressfield. If you haven't read this one, fantastic book. Old book, The Trick to Money is Having Some by Stuart Wilde. Great book. The Magic of Thinking Big. A more modern book, Ego is the Enemy, Ryan Holiday stuff, really good. This is an autobiography, but awesome. Like, I would consider this a personal development book. To see Richard Branson's life story written out this way, a fantastic read. And Robin Sharma had a big impact on me with The Monk That Sold His Ferrari, that book. And I have his other books as well, a great book. The Reluctant Entrepreneur by Michael Masterson. That's his pen name, actually. It's Mark Ford who wrote that book. So all these books have had just a huge impact. And this is the stuff that if you have time right now, this is the stuff I would recommend personally reading. If you want to understand this stuff, absolutely, it's a skill-based thing, and this stuff is really applicable right now to what's going on in the world from an economic point of view. But this stuff really just helps you think clearly, or helps me at least. So I just wanted to share that kind of stuff. The one I'm reading right now is Robin Sharma's book, The 5 a.m. Club. So The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. I'm just loving it. And I just wanted to share that with you. If you have some time on your hands and you want to know how other people, or the impact that some books have had on other people's lives, this is a little bit of our story. We have many more books. Nick and I have tons of books. There's another bookshelf over here, some in our basement. We had hundreds at the office as well. So hopefully you find that useful. And I really believe we'll all come out of this the best way possible. And Nick and I just want to wish everyone during this time the absolute best in everything, in your health, your wealth, and your wisdom, all of it. So until next time, your life, your terms.